If you are over 60 and you have ever stood in your kitchen at 3 in the afternoon, hungry, staring into the pantry, wondering what you can actually eat without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride, this video was made for you. Because here is the truth nobody tells you clearly enough. The wrong snack does not just make you feel sluggish an hour later, it can quietly push your blood sugar into a spike. And after enough of those spikes, over months and years, they start to take a real toll on your heart, your eyes, your kidneys, and your energy. But here's the good news, and it is real good news. There are snacks, simple, easy to find, easy to prepare snacks that do the exact opposite. They keep your blood sugar steady, they keep you full for hours, and they actually taste good. Today I'm going to walk you through 5 of them, and I am saving the most surprising one for the very end, because it is a snack almost nobody expects to see on a list like this. Yet it might be one of the smartest choices in your entire kitchen. If you are new here, welcome to Prime Health Insight, the channel built for people who want real, honest health guidance without the confusing jargon. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because every single week we bring you simple, practical ways to protect your health as you age, explained clearly, the way a caring doctor would explain it to someone they truly cared about. Now let's get into today's 5 snacks. Before we dive in, I want to explain something quickly, because it will help every single snack on this list make a lot more sense. When you eat something high in refined sugar or simple carbohydrates, like a cookie, a slice of white bread, or a sugary granola bar, your body breaks it down into glucose very quickly, and that glucose floods into your bloodstream all at once. Your pancreas then has to scramble to release a big burst of insulin to handle it. Over time, especially after 60, when your body's ability to manage insulin naturally becomes less efficient, these frequent spikes and crashes can wear down your system and leave you feeling foggy, tired, and hungry again within the hour. The secret to a truly diabetes-friendly snack is not about finding something sugar-free or bland. It is about finding something that combines fiber, protein, and healthy fat, because that combination slows down digestion and releases glucose into your bloodstream gradually, instead of all at once. Think of it like the difference between pouring water straight from a bucket versus letting it drip slowly through a filter. Same amount of water, completely different experience for your body. Every snack I am about to share follows this exact principle, and once you understand it, you will start to see it everywhere, even in foods that are not on this list. There's another piece of this that deserves mentioning too. Skipping snacks entirely is not always the answer either, even though it might seem like the simplest way to avoid a blood sugar spike. If you go too many hours without eating anything, especially in the stretch between lunch and dinner, your blood sugar can actually dip lower than it should, leaving you shaky, irritable, and far more likely to reach for the fastest, most convenient thing in sight, which is rarely the healthiest option. This is exactly why having a small handful of genuinely diabetes-friendly snacks planned out in advance matters so much. It is not about eating less. It is about eating smarter at the right times with the right combinations, so your energy and your blood sugar both stay on an even keel throughout the entire day, rather than swinging from one extreme to another. The first snack on today's list is something you probably already have in your refrigerator: plain Greek yogurt, topped with a small handful of fresh berries and a light sprinkle of cinnamon. Here is why this combination works so well. Greek yogurt is strained more than regular yogurt, which means it has significantly more protein packed into every serving, often nearly double what you would find in a regular cup of yogurt. That protein slows down how quickly your body absorbs any natural sugars in the meal, keeping your blood sugar much more stable than a bowl of sweetened, flavored yogurt ever could. Then you add berries, like blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries. These fruits are naturally lower in sugar compared to many other fruits, and they are loaded with fiber, which does double duty, slowing digestion even further, while also feeding the healthy bacteria in your gut. Finally, that sprinkle of cinnamon is not just there for flavor. Some research suggests cinnamon may help your body use insulin a little more effectively, which is a small but meaningful bonus layered on top of an already excellent snack. Put it all together, and you have something that tastes like a treat, feels indulgent, and yet works quietly in the background to keep your blood sugar steady for hours. If you have never tried it this way, plain Greek yogurt can taste a little tangy on its own, so do not be afraid to use a full cup of berries to naturally sweeten it. You will be surprised how satisfying it becomes. Think about someone like Diane, 72 years old, who used to reach for a flavored, sugary yogurt cup every afternoon because it felt like a light, harmless choice. What she did not realize was that many of those flavored cups contain nearly as much added sugar as a small candy bar, hidden behind words like low fat and natural fruit flavor on the front of the container. Once she switched to plain Greek yogurt with real berries stirred in herself, she noticed within a couple of weeks that her energy in the late afternoon felt noticeably steadier, without that familiar crash she used to blame on simply getting older. Small swaps like this one, made consistently, are often where the real, lasting change begins. The second snack is one of the simplest things you can keep in your pantry at all times. A small handful of raw or dry roasted almonds, walnuts, or a mix of both. I want to be clear about portion size here because with nuts, more is not always better. A reasonable serving is about a small handful, roughly the amount that would fit in the palm of your hand, not the whole bag. Within that small serving, you are getting a powerful combination of fiber, plant-based protein, and heart-healthy fats, along with magnesium, a mineral that plays a direct role in how your body processes glucose. Many older adults are actually a little low in magnesium without realizing it, and correcting that gap through food, rather than relying only on supplements, can genuinely support better blood sugar regulation over time. What makes nuts such a wonderful snack for people over 60 specifically is how little effort they require. No refrigeration, no preparation, no dishes to wash. You can keep a small container in your car, your purse, or your desk drawer, and you will always have something on hand that will not send your blood sugar spiking, even if hunger catches you off guard in the middle of a busy afternoon. Just remember, because nuts are calorie-dense, sticking to that small handful, rather than mindlessly snacking from a large bowl while watching television, is what makes the difference between a smart snack and an accidental overindulgence. One more thing worth mentioning about nuts, because it trips people up more than you might expect. Not all nut products at the grocery store are created equal. Honey-roasted nuts, candied pecans, and heavily salted mixes can carry a surprising amount of added sugar and sodium, which quietly undoes much of the benefit you were hoping to get in the first place. When you are shopping, look for packages labeled simply raw or dry roasted, with just one ingredient listed: the nut itself. It sounds like a small detail, but over weeks and months, choosing the plain version instead of the flavored version can make a genuine difference in how your blood sugar responds. The third snack combines two ingredients that, together, create something greater than the sum of their parts: hummus and fresh vegetables, like carrot sticks, celery, cucumber slices, or bell pepper strips. Hummus is made primarily from chickpeas, which are a legume packed with fiber and plant-based protein, and legumes in general sit low on what is called the glycemic index, meaning they raise blood sugar much more slowly and gently than refined carbohydrates do. When you pair that fiber-rich hummus with crunchy, water-rich vegetables, you are adding even more fiber and volume to the snack, which helps you feel physically full, not just momentarily satisfied. This is a wonderful snack for the late afternoon, that stretch of time between lunch and dinner when energy often dips and cravings for something salty or crunchy tend to creep in. Instead of reaching for crackers or chips, a few tablespoons of hummus with a colorful pile of raw vegetables gives you that same satisfying crunch, without the blood sugar consequences that come from refined, processed snack foods. If you have never made hummus at home, it is remarkably simple. Just chickpeas, a little tahini, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic blended together. But store-bought hummus works perfectly well too, as long as you check the label and choose one without a long list of added oils or preservatives. This snack also happens to be one of the easiest to prepare for the entire week at once. On a Sunday afternoon, wash and cut a large batch of vegetables, carrots into sticks, celery into spears, bell peppers into strips, and store them in the refrigerator in a container with a little water at the bottom to keep them crisp. Pair that with a tub of hummus, and for the rest of the week, a satisfying, blood sugar-friendly snack is ready in literally under a minute. No cutting board required on a busy afternoon. For many people, the biggest obstacle to healthy snacking is not knowing what to eat. It is simply not having anything ready when hunger strikes. A little preparation on the weekend solves that problem almost entirely. Before I share the fourth snack, I want to pause for just a moment. If any of these first three snacks are new to you, or if you already have a favorite blood sugar-friendly snack of your own that was not mentioned yet, type it in the comments below. Seriously, take 10 seconds and share it. I read through these comments, and honestly, some of the best snack ideas on this entire channel have come directly from viewers just like you, sharing what has genuinely worked for them. And if you know someone, a spouse, a sibling, a friend from your walking group, who has been struggling to find snacks that do not leave them feeling foggy or hungry an hour later, do them a favor and share this video with them right now. It takes about 5 seconds and it might be exactly the information they have been looking for. All right, let's keep going. The fourth snack is about as simple as it gets, and yet it remains one of the most underrated options available: the humble hard-boiled egg. A single hard-boiled egg contains a meaningful amount of high-quality protein, while carrying almost no carbohydrates at all, which means it has essentially no direct impact on raising your blood sugar. That protein does something important, though. It slows the release of any other food you eat alongside it, and it keeps you feeling full for a genuinely long stretch of time, often several hours, which can help prevent that mid-afternoon urge to raid the cookie jar. Eggs are also one of the easiest snacks in the world to prepare in advance. Boil a batch of 6 or 8 at the start of the week, keep them in the refrigerator, and you have an instant grab-and-go snack ready at all times. No thinking required. Some people enjoy them plain with just a pinch of salt and pepper, others like to slice them over a small salad, and some enjoy mashing the yolk with a touch of mustard for a simple, low-carb version of deviled eggs. However you prepare it, the hard-boiled egg deserves a permanent spot in your refrigerator if blood sugar stability is something you care about. Now, before we get to the fifth and final snack, the one I promised you would be surprising, I want to take a moment to talk about something just as important as the snacks themselves: timing and portion size. Even the healthiest snack in the world can cause problems if it is eaten in the wrong amount or at the wrong time. Many doctors and dietitians who specialize in working with older adults recommend spacing snacks roughly 3 to 4 hours apart from your main meals, rather than grazing continuously throughout the day. This gives your blood sugar a genuine chance to return to a stable baseline between eating windows, rather than staying elevated from constant, low-level snacking. It is also worth avoiding snacks late in the evening, close to bedtime, because eating right before sleep can interfere with how your body regulates blood sugar overnight, sometimes leading to less restful sleep and higher fasting blood sugar the next morning. And when it comes to portion size, even with the healthiest options on this list, moderation still matters. A small handful of nuts is wonderful. A large bowl eaten in front of the television, without really paying attention, can undo a lot of the benefit. The good news is that all 5 snacks on this list are naturally quite filling, which makes portion control feel far less like a struggle and far more like simply listening to your body. Now here's the 5th snack, the one I told you at the beginning of this video would surprise you. It is air-popped popcorn. I know exactly what you might be thinking. Popcorn feels like a movie theater indulgence, something loaded with butter and salt that has no business being on a list of diabetes-friendly foods. And you would be right to be suspicious of the popcorn sold at movie theaters, or the heavily buttered microwave bags full of artificial flavoring, because those versions absolutely can spike your blood sugar and add unnecessary sodium and unhealthy fats to your diet. But plain, air-popped popcorn, made without all of that added butter and salt, is actually a whole grain, and whole grains bring a surprising amount of fiber to the table for very few calories. A generous bowl of air-popped popcorn contains meaningfully more fiber than the same size portion of most chips or crackers, while providing far fewer calories and virtually no added sugar. That fiber slows digestion, helps you feel satisfied, and takes up a lot of physical volume in your stomach, which naturally curbs the urge to keep reaching for more food. Popcorn also gives you something that so many other diabetes-friendly snacks lack: that satisfying crunch and chewing experience that so many people genuinely crave, especially in the evening while relaxing and watching television. The key, of course, is preparation. Skip the pre-buttered microwave bags entirely and instead either air pop your own kernels using a simple air popper or make it on the stovetop using just a small amount of heart-healthy oil like olive or avocado oil. From there, season it with a light sprinkle of sea salt, or get a little creative with garlic powder, smoked paprika, or even a touch of Parmesan cheese instead of drowning it in butter. Prepared this way, a full bowl of popcorn can become one of the most satisfying, most fiber-rich, and genuinely most surprising diabetes-friendly snacks in your entire kitchen. And it is the kind of snack that makes managing blood sugar feel less like a restriction and more like a discovery. What makes this 5th snack especially meaningful is what it represents. So many people assume that managing blood sugar after 60 means giving up every food they genuinely enjoy, settling for bland, joyless meals for the rest of their life. Popcorn is proof that this simply is not true. With the right preparation, a food that feels indulgent, a food you might associate with a cozy evening or a trip to the movies, can actually fit comfortably into a blood sugar-friendly lifestyle. That shift in mindset, realizing that healthy eating does not have to mean deprivation, is often the single biggest turning point for people who successfully manage their blood sugar for the long haul, rather than giving up on their goals after a few frustrating weeks. So let's bring it all together. Plain Greek yogurt with berries and cinnamon, giving you protein, fiber, and a touch of natural spice that may support insulin function. A small handful of almonds or walnuts delivering fiber, healthy fat, and magnesium in a snack that requires zero preparation. Hummus paired with crunchy raw vegetables, combining plant-based protein and fiber in a way that keeps you full and satisfied. A simple hard-boiled egg, offering nearly pure protein with almost no carbohydrates at all. And finally, air-popped popcorn, the surprising whole grain that proves healthy snacking does not have to mean giving up satisfying crunch and flavor. Every single one of these snacks follows that same principle we talked about at the beginning, combining fiber, protein, and healthy fat to slow down digestion and keep your blood sugar steady, rather than sending it climbing and crashing throughout the day. I want to speak directly to you for a moment, because I know that changing snack habits after decades of doing things a certain way is not always easy. Maybe you grew up in a household where dessert after dinner was simply part of life. Or maybe stress and busy days have led you toward quick, convenient, processed snacks without much thought. None of that makes you a failure, and it certainly does not mean it is too late to make a change. Every single person who has successfully improved their blood sugar control over 60 started exactly where you are right now, simply by learning something new and deciding to try it. You do not need to overhaul your entire pantry overnight. Start with just one of these 5 snacks this week. Pick the one that sounds the most appealing to you, keep the ingredients on hand, and notice how you feel an hour or two afterward compared to your usual snack. Small, consistent choices like this, repeated day after day, are exactly what add up to real, lasting improvements in energy, mood, and long-term health. It also helps to remember that these 5 snacks are not the only options out there. They are simply a starting point, a foundation built on that same simple principle of combining fiber, protein, and healthy fat. Once that principle clicks for you, you can start applying it to other foods in your own kitchen too. Cottage cheese with sliced cucumber, a small apple with a spoonful of natural peanut butter, roasted chickpeas seasoned with a little paprika. The exact combinations matter less than the underlying pattern. And once you see that pattern clearly, healthy snacking stops feeling like a restrictive list of rules and starts feeling like a simple, flexible habit you can carry with you anywhere, whether you are at home, visiting family, or out running errands for the day. If this video gave you even one new idea today, I would genuinely love to hear about it in the comments below. Tell me which of these 5 snacks you are most excited to try. Or even better, let me know if the popcorn surprised you as much as it surprises most people the first time they hear it. Your comments help this video reach more people who are searching for exactly this kind of practical, honest guidance, and they help me understand what topics matter most to you so future videos can serve you even better. And if you found this helpful, please take a moment to share it with someone in your life who could use it too. A parent, a spouse, a friend from your church group, or your morning walk. Anyone who has ever stood in their kitchen unsure of what to reach for. Sending them this video costs you nothing, but it could genuinely make a difference in how they feel and how they manage their health for years to come. Before you go, if you have not subscribed to Prime Health Insight yet, now is a great time to do it. Every week, we bring you clear, practical health guidance built specifically for people who want to protect their independence and their well-being as they age, without confusing medical jargon and without fear-based, sensational headlines. We explain things the way we would want them explained to our own parents and grandparents, the people we care about most. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and if today's video helped you even a little, give it a like before you head off to raid your pantry with your new favorite snack in mind. Take care of yourself, and remember, a small change in what sits on your kitchen counter can lead to a meaningfully steadier, more energetic version of you. I will see you in the next video, right here on Prime Health Insight.